If you miss any class, if you want to check out, you can check out with our Microsoft Teams app. In that it is already, the recording is there. You can download or you can watch whenever you are free. Okay. If you want to practice more problems, you can do practice. Okay. First, today, if you want to calculate voltage and current, you are going with some theorems. Then if you want to calculate power, then you have to go with the intelligence theorem. We will discuss first intelligence theorem today. Okay. According to this intelligence theorem, if you have any kind of a network, then the algebraic sum of power at any instant is equal to 0. As you know, this intelligence theorem, if you want to represent, then in that intelligence theorem, if you write mathematically from the first branch, how many branches are there? The branch powers, if you add, then that value algebraically equal to 0. Okay, algebraic sum of power at any instant, if you calculate at any instant, that value is equal to 0. This is what the intelligence theorem statement basically. In other words, if you actually want to understand, if there are active elements and passive elements, that means power delivered by the active elements is equal to power absorbed by the passive elements. You can define in another way. If you have active elements, those active elements will deliver some power, then in that case power delivered is equal to,
Sir, your screen is not visible, sir.
it is not visible.
It's visible for us, sir.
Sir, but I can't see.
Here red mark also coming. Once you log out and again you join, so that it will be visible, I think so. Is it visible, everyone?
Yes, sir.
I hope it is visible. Why? Because there is a red mark will come for me if it is sharing. I am getting that red mark from
Yes,
Microsoft
sir,
Teams
now
app.
it's visible, sir. I logged out and logged in again.
Okay. Okay. The intelligence theorem basically, if you want to calculate power at any instant, that algebraic sum is equal to 0. That's what we have discussed. That is intelligence theorem statement. If you have the circuit with active elements and passive elements, in that case, you can define in other way also. That is power delivered is equal to power absorbed. Okay. Whenever you are having active elements, they will deliver the power. Whenever you have passive elements, they will absorb the power. That means the active elements, how much power they are delivering, that is equal to the passive elements, the power, that much power they will actually take from the active elements. That's what actually when you define the intelligence theorem. Whenever you are talking about this current direction and all, always, for suppose there is an element, if this one is the element, then for this element there will be one positive side we are assuming and negative side, right? That means whenever you are assuming the current direction, for suppose the current is entering is into this way, into this element, then it must leave from the negative terminal. If you are assuming, okay, if you are assuming the current is entering to the positive terminal of any element, whether it is a resistor, whether it is a inductor, whether it is a capacitor, whatever the element, through that element with the positive terminal it is entering. For suppose you assume like that way, then the current will leave from the negative terminal. This is the actual statement for this Teligence theorem. In case of your gate and all, they'll ask you basically this Teligence theorem whether the circuit is following or not, like that they may ask you. Okay, then for suppose there is a circuit of this kind, let us see. There is a voltage source and there is a current source. All of you draw this one so that you'll understand what is that statement actually meant for this Teligence theorem. And there is a resistor. This resistor is 10 ohm, let us suppose, and this current source is 2 amperes and this one is 10 volts. For this kind of a circuit, we have to verify Teligence theorem is actually applicable or not. Okay. Then I am actually considering in this case, when you are having the current delivered by the current source, current delivered by the voltage source, that means there are actually two things here, active elements, voltage source and current source. Okay, then for suppose current delivered by the voltage source, this one, okay, is for suppose I am assuming as I. Okay, I am assuming as I. Okay, is it okay? Then you can assume this way current direction. Otherwise, some people they may ask us why I have to assume this way. I'll assume this way. That is your wish. That's what I am telling you. You can assume the current direction in your own manner, but whenever the current is entering into the positive terminal of any element, it must leave the current from the negative element. That's what you need to keep in your mind. Okay, then for suppose they may ask you this way, this is 2 amperes, then this will go one side and this will go another side, like that they may tell us. Okay, is that okay? Okay, then now can anyone calculate the power delivered by the 2 ampere current source? What is the power delivered by the 2 ampere current source? Can anyone tell us?
$20
Very good. Here the voltage first we need to find. Here 10 volts, that means this branch and this branch voltage is same, that is equal to 10 volts only. Across this current source also there is 10 volts only. If you calculate power for this 2 ampere current source, then you will get directly this value is 20 watts. This 20 watts is actually it is delivering. Okay, it is delivering to other elements. Okay, other elements are two elements are there, that is voltage source and also resistor, right? There is a voltage source and there is a resistor, right? Then if you consider the value of power across 10 ohm resistor. For suppose this is next I am calculating 10 ohm resistor. What is the power across this 10 ohm resistor?
10.
Very good. Why? Because the current flowing you have taken here, which is equally distributed, right? If you are assuming this is also entering, you will get minus sign. Is that okay? For suppose you are assuming this one as entering. Why? Because this is a circuit of normal nature, whatever we are using in electric circuits till now. Then this will be I. Then if you write KCL at this point, then directly entering values we are taking with the negative sign. This is I and this is minus 2. Current is entering minus 2. Then this one is directly 1 ampere, it is going into, out of 2 amperes 1 ampere is going into this 10 ohm, let us suppose. Then what is the value of I? Directly it is equal to minus 1. I value is equal to minus 1. Then it is going here and here. 1 ampere is going here and another 1 ampere is going here this side. Okay, that means here in this circuit, no need to confuse here. In any circuit, the active elements are there and passive elements are there, and whenever you are looking at the circuit diagram, there will be always having the power delivered and power absorbed. There are two cases, okay, but here in this case the current source is delivering, we are assuming. Then in that case, if it is delivering to this resistor, we got 10 watt in case of the resistor, 20 watt in case of the current source, and this is the absorbing one. This is the absorbing one. If you calculate the voltage across 10 volt voltage source, then it is also 10 watts only. It is also 10 watts only. Okay, then this is actually the absorbing part. This voltage source also absorbing from this current source only. Then if you calculate delivered and absorbed powers separately, then here P delivered is equal to 20 watts, and if you calculate P absorbed, that is 10 plus 10, that is also 20 watts. That means here the theorem is satisfying. Okay, here the theorem is satisfying. Okay, I hope it is clear. Then if you are a bit confused, you solve for another problem, then it will be clear for you also. You solve for this one. There is a voltage source, same that kind of a circuit only, and there is a resistor, and there is, sorry, there is a resistor here and there is a resistor here. Sorry for that. And there is a resistor here and there is a resistor here, and we have another voltage source. This is 5 volts. and this resistor is 2 ohm, and this one is 4 ohm, and this one is 2 ohm, and this one is 12 ohm, 12 volts. And if you assume the current directions, usually we'll assume this way: this is plus side, this is minus side, and this is plus side, and this one is minus side. The current is entering into this element is this way, and plus side and minus side. Here current is entering this way, here current is entering this way. This kind of a circuit, if you want to verify the diligence theorem, how you have to do? Simply we have to calculate first the current values and voltage values across each and every element. Then you can directly calculate the power across the elements. Then directly you can calculate absorbed powers and the values of delivered powers, so that you can calculate the diligence theorem. Then you can verify diligence theorem. Then for suppose this is the node. At this node, the voltage is V. What is the voltage V? The value of V. Can anyone tell us?
5.8.
Very good. This value is equal to V is equal to 5.8 volts. Can you tell us how you calculated this 5.8?
Nodal analysis.
Nodal analysis. Very good. Simply she applied V minus 12 by 2 plus V minus 5 by 4 plus V by 2 equal to 0. That way, right?
Yes, sir.
Simply she applied KCL at this node. Then you will get the value of V, which is equal to 29 by 5 volts, that is equal to 5.8 volts. This is simple. Okay. If you have the V value, then you can calculate each and every current. This is V. Okay. Then first value of the current is V minus 12 by 2. That means you can calculate V minus 12, that current is flowing this way. But if you are calculating here the value of current in this direction, for that reason directly you can take 12 minus 5.8. This is the actual higher voltage point, that is 12, then the value 5.8. High voltage to low voltage current will flow. For that reason this I am calling as I1, the first current. Okay, this one I am calling as I1. I1 you can calculate from this. How much is this value? 3.1 you are getting? I hope you are getting 3.1. Then if we calculate I2, that I2 is, for suppose it is flowing this 2 amperes into this 2 amperes. What is the I2 value? Can anyone tell us?
2.9.
That is simply 5.8, whatever the voltage we got, by 2. That is 2.9 amperes. Then I3, third value, that is coming from 5.8 minus 5 by 4. 5.8 is higher potential, minus lower potential is 5 by 4. This is I3, that is flowing here. How much is I3?
0.2.
0.2. Now you calculate, you have the values of currents, then you can calculate simply the power. How you will calculate power, you see now. Here first 2 ohm absorbing, the power absorbing you can get and this is 2 ohm power absorbing you will get, and this is 4 volts, this is also power absorbing. Then there are two sources, which one is giving and which one is absorbing? Can you tell us? Which one is absorbing, which one is giving? Can you tell us? There are two voltage sources only. If this kind of a situation came, then directly the higher voltage value of the voltage source is actually the delivering one. Okay, and lower voltage value, if you have the 5 volts value, this kind of voltage source is absorbing the power, as you see. Okay, now that means these four elements are absorbing and one is delivering. Okay, one is delivering. Okay, first, what is the delivering value? V into I1, 12 into I1 value 3.1. How much? This is delivering, right? First I am calculating P at 12 volt voltage source. How much is this value? We have voltage 12 volts, we have current I1. Current I1 is 3.1 amperes. We have calculated already. Then what is the power value?
37.2 watt.
This is 37.2. That means this is equal to, first, this is delivering we are telling. Then this 2 ohm is there. Then I1 square into R will give you the power for this absorbing resistor. I1 square is, I1 is 3.1, 3.1 square, this I1 square into R. Okay, R value is 2 ohm. Then this is I2 and R. Then the other absorbing power is I2 square into R. Then other absorbing one is across this 4 ohm, that is current is I3 square into R, plus there is a voltage source and you know the current value, then directly you can calculate the value V into I. V into I. V into I will give you the absorbing power across this voltage source. Now calculate this value, this value, this value and this one. Directly add all those. Whether you are getting 37.2 or not, you have to check. How much is I1 square into R? This value.
19.22.
Very good. This is 19.22. I2 square into R. This value.
16.82.
Very good. 16.82. I3 square into R. 0.16.
0.16.
And this one is 1. Right? You sum all these. You are getting 37.2 or not? You are getting or not?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now you understood, right? How to apply intelligence theorem, you understood. But some people, there may be a confusion. This kind of a circuit is there. What you are telling, sir? You are telling voltage source as a active element, and also now you are telling that voltage source is absorbing the power. How it is actually? How you are actually assuming that way? You can ask, right? You have this kind of a doubt in your mind?
Yes, sir.
Very good. If you have this kind of a doubt, that is your actually when you are calculating this kind of intelligence theorem verification, you can assume either way. Okay, this kind of a circuit can be solved in three ways. This kind of a circuit can be solved in three ways. I assumed that there is no current flow this side. There is no current flow this side. Okay, same circuit we can assume with the three scenarios. You see now. Okay, you will understand. First, the circuit is 10 volts and 2 ampere current source, and there is a resistor. Okay, some people are directly, they'll assume that this is 10 volts voltage source and this one is 2 ampere current source. As these are sources, those are active elements, obviously they will deliver the power, right? Obviously they'll deliver the power. Like that we'll directly take. Then what is the voltage at this point? Can anyone tell us?
10 volts.
Very good. Simply it is equal to 10 volts. No need to think much. This is equal to 10 volts. Why? Because there is no element up to here. This 10 volts will come here definitely. Right? Okay. Then if this is 10 volts, what is the current flowing in this one? In this branch? 1 ohm.
10 amperes.
Obviously
1
10
ohm.
amperes. Very good. If this is 10 amperes, 2 amperes is here again already, right? 2 ampere is coming from this current source, right? You accept that this is 2 amperes already. Then how much is the current here?
8 amperes.
This is 8 amperes. Now we have all the currents, right? I actually assumed this as a voltage source, that means it is delivering, and this as current source, this is also delivering. Okay, and this has a passive element resistor, this has absorbing. Now we calculate three powers. What is the power across 1 ohm resistor? Can anyone tell us? Anyone calculate it? You have the current, you have the resistance. How to calculate power?
100. 100, sir.
Very good. 100 watts. I square into R will give you I value 10 square 100 watts. Then what is the across 10 volts? What is the power?
80.
This is equal to 80. Very good. 8 into 8 amperes into 10 volts. Then what is the 2 ohm resistor? 2 ampere current source power?
20.
This is 10 into 2 ampere. Voltage source, voltage value is equal to 10 volts, right? Then current is 2 amperes equal to 20 watts. Is that correct? This one? You have any doubt here? I did nothing here. This is 2 amperes. Okay. The voltage value is 10 volts. Right. At this point, you want to calculate the power across this current source. Then I have voltage and I have current. Then what is the power equation? Formula for that. P is equal to V into
V
I.
into
Right?
I.
Simply V into I did. I got 20 watts. Now our friends actually assumed this way. If you assume this way, both are delivering and absorbing, then sum of 80 watts and 20 watts, how much it is giving? It is equal to absorbing power 100 watts only. It is following, right?
Yes, sir.
Then same thing, the same circuit. Okay, I am assuming same circuit. This is with the plus minus only, and you have a current source, 2 amperes current source, and you have a resistor. Sorry, you have a resistor. This is 10 volts, and this one is 2 amperes. Then here it is 5 ohm. Same circuit, but the resistance is more. Resistance is more, for suppose. Then how you will take in this case? We have taken this way. This as delivering, and this one is actually neither absorbing nor delivering. Why? Because this current, whatever we are actually supplying to this circuit, the entire value of the current, if it is going this side, if you assume, that means 2 amperes is coming this side only. There is no current flow here. That is 2 amperes. You can assume this way also. Okay. That means this is only delivering. This is only delivering. Okay. And this is absorbing. You try to understand. Okay. You will understand. Okay. Definitely. You try to concentrate. You will understand. No need to confuse here. This I am assuming as neither absorbing nor delivering. Neither it is absorbing nor delivering. Okay. Then in that case you calculate. Now in this case you calculate. What is the voltage here across this 2 amperes current source? 10 volts obviously. Then what is the power for this 2 ampere source? Can anyone tell us? Is there any change? That is same value we will get, right? 10 into 2, that is equal to 20 watts. Then what is the power across 5 ohm resistor? Can anyone tell us?
20.
This is also 20. That means this actually voltage source, if you calculate power, you will get 0 obviously. That means it is neither absorbing nor delivering in this case, in this particular case of assumption. Then first I have taken as it is delivering. The next case I haven't taken any significance for this voltage source. For that reason it is neither absorbing nor delivering. That means there is no current flow in this branch. Okay. Then third case, I am taking that voltage source. Whatever the voltage source we are having, this voltage source is having the same parallel connection with current source and resistor. Okay. Now this 10 volts I am assuming as it is absorbing. It is absorbing. Okay. Every time this current source is delivering. Okay. And whenever the resistor is there, every time it is absorbing. We are not changing these two. You have confusion with this one only. I have taken first delivering, next case neither absorbing nor delivering, and the third case it is absorbing. Okay, then this is 2 amperes and this value is 10 ohm. Okay, this is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal, this is the positive terminal, this is negative terminal. Both are absorbing means this 2 ampere will go up to this node, 1 ampere will go this and another ampere will go this side. That's what I have told you at the start of this intelligence theorem. When I am first drawn this circuit, some people may be, I am writing direction like this, some people may write direction like this. That's what your assumption is very important. Then in this kind of situation, if you are having 10 volts is passing in this 1 ampere is flowing in this, 1 ampere is flowing to this resistor. Now you calculate, only one is the delivering one, then you know already for this 2 ampere current source the power delivered is always same, that is 10 into 2, 20 watts. Now okay, then what is the power across this resistor, the power absorbed by this resistor, how much you are getting?
10, sir.
This is obviously 10, right? 10 watts. What is the power absorbed by this voltage source?
10.
That means this is also 10 watts. Then both are absorbing. The sum is equal to 10 plus 10, which is equal to delivering power. That means this circuit also following the Taylor's theorem. What we have to understand, the bottom line is simple. Whenever you are actually having a circuit, depending upon the circuit requirement, the voltage source can act as a passive element also. Here absorbing means it is a passive element. Okay, depending upon the circuit requirement, sometimes this voltage source can be acts as a passive element also. Okay, that's what the bottom line you have to understand. Okay, whenever you are doing the calculations, this voltage source sometimes you can be assumed as a passive element sometimes. Then if you are assuming a passive element, then it will absorb the power. Okay, is that clear?
Excuse
I
me,
hope now your doubt is clear.
sir.
Is that okay? Tell me.
Sir, but if in the question, if they are asked to find out the power delivered by this 10 volts power source, 10 volts voltage source, what do we have to write, sir? Answer.
The power delivered by
10 volts voltage source.
that is based on your assumption. Okay. There are multiple options. They'll give you 3 options. If they are giving that way, they'll give you, in case of the absorbing case, what answer you will get, and neither absorbing nor delivering case, what is the power you will get, and in case of the delivering, what is the power you will get. Each and every case, how much the value it is there, those all the 3 will be there in options. No need to worry here. Is that okay?
Sir, but usually this voltage source will only deliver power, deliver the current, no sir. Why it will absorb the power, absorb the current?
That's what some people, here we are having 2 sources. Okay, obviously, as you told, voltage source is an active element. It is always delivers the power. It is always supplies the current to the circuit. Okay, but if in some cases, if this current source is dominating, this is only supplies power to this 5 volt, 5 ohm resistor. Okay, in that case, it must be ideal one. Okay, it is like a ideal element. In that case, it won't act. Getting? You're getting or not?
No sir, I'm not getting it.
Whenever this current source is dominating, this is based on the assumption. That's what I am telling you. This is based on the assumption. Whenever you are assuming this 2 ampere is dominating, then in that case, if this 2 ampere is dominating, the total current will go towards the load side. Then there is no current flow in this branch. Then in this particular circuit you analyze. Okay, then the other case, if this 2 ampere source is actually delivering, and your observation, this 10 volts is also delivering. Okay, both are delivering. That means there is current from this 10 volts and there is a current from the 2 ampere. Then in that case, the scenario will be like this. You understood?
Yes sir.
Sometimes this is actually whatever the 2 ampere we are assuming, this is only delivering. The current source is only delivering. All the other, okay, all the other sources here in this case, if it is the current is coming this way, then if you assume the current direction this way and this way, the 1 ampere is going this way and another ampere is 1 ampere is going this way. Why? Because here it is 10 ohms. I hope you understood. Now, do you have any confusion? If you have any confusion, you ask in that term. What is your confusion? You tell me. Simply, I am telling you that if so many circuits are there, in that circuits, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes voltage source can be acts as a passive element. Okay, sometimes, not all the time. I am telling you. That is depends upon the circuit connection. Okay, if the circuit is like this with the 2 sources, sometimes in this case it is absorbing. That's what, this is the particular case, but here it is same. Your whatever you are talking about, this one only, the voltage source is delivering. Simply this is also delivering current, also current source is also delivering. But sometimes this voltage source will be acts like a passive element in some circuits depending upon the connection. That is your assumption basically. I hope it is clear with this.
Why are we getting into this assumption, sir?
Why?
Why are we getting into this assumption? Because already we know that it will deliver the current, but again, why we are assuming that it will absorb the current? For what reason?
For conservation of power inside that circuit. Obviously, we need to follow conservation principle in any circuit. For conservation of power, sometimes you have to assume the voltage source as a passive element. Why? Because we can't generate the external power, right? The external power not coming into that particular circuit. Whatever the power is inside that circuit, that must be acting. Okay. How much is delivered, which is equal to how much is absorbed. That must be followed in an electrical circuit, right?
Yes, sir. But in first case only, it is obeying that theorem, no, sir. Like if we consider this 10 volts voltage source as the delivering one and current source as delivering one, and then the resistor as the observing one. In this first case only, we are the intelligence theorem is satisfying, no, sir. Again,
That's you're not understanding the point here. Here the resistance value is 1 ohm. What is the resistance here? 5 ohm. That's what circuit is changed now. The connection is same, but the resistance value is changed. Okay, the resistance value is changed based on this resistance value. This whatever you are talking about, this voltage source. Okay, this voltage source, it is not actually not delivering and also not absorbing. Okay, if you are actually so stubborn that this voltage source always delivers, now you are considering this as a delivering element. That means it is like a active element. If you consider whether it will follow the intelligence theorem, no, right? The conservation principle, it is gone. Conservation of power will be not accepting this kind of a circuit. For that reason, for making the conservation of power inside an electrical circuit, sometimes you have to assume this voltage source as a absorbing element or passive element also. That's what I am telling you.
yes, sir. Clear, sir. Thank you.
Whenever you are talking about, if you see this kind of a circuit here, the resistance is different. Resistance is 10 ohm. In this case, if you again you are telling this one is a delivering element, it is an active element, again it won't satisfy. The conservation principle, it won't satisfy. For that reason, you have to sometimes you have to assume the voltage source as a passive element. That's what I am telling you. That is the bottom line. For the everyone whoever having the confusion, you write one line there. Keep note. Okay, you write there note. Under this note you write this one line. I am dictating you. Okay, depending upon the circuit requirement, depending upon the circuit requirement, the voltage source can act as passive element also. It has the capability. That's what I am telling you. Okay, the voltage source can act as passive element also. Passive element also. And another thing, whenever you are applying this intelligence theorem, whenever you are verifying the intelligence theorem, don't disturb the network. Why? Because the conservation of power, whatever we are talking, it will be changing. For that reason, you can't disturb, you can't apply source transformation to circuit, then you have to apply intelligence theorem. That's not the right thing. Okay, Directly you have to apply whatever the circuit given, okay, without applying any source transformation technique or anything. You can't apply source transformation if they are giving you the circuit is whether it is following the diligence theorem or not. For that verification, you can't disturb the network. Okay, you need to keep the network as it is. Then only you can apply the theorem. Then only you can verify the actual theorem. Okay, is that clear? I hope it is clear. If you have still you have a doubt, I'll give you one problem. With that, it may be clear for you also. Okay. Some people they are having some doubt, right? For those people, you solve this kind of a problem, then you will understand. You have to verify the diligence theorem for this kind of a circuit. There is a voltage source and your wish, okay, you follow your instinct when you are calculating. You have to follow your instincts, then only you will get the right answer. That means always you will follow one procedure, right? You stick to that, okay, you will get the right answer. Okay, every time you have to follow. In life also you have to follow your instincts, then only you may not worry about the things. Whatever happened in your life, that will be because of you. That means you can question yourself. You can't question any other person, whether your father, whether your mother. They may be giving the advice in your life, but ultimately the decision maker is yours. Life is yours. You have to make your own decision. As simple as that. The circuit is this. This is the 20 volts. Okay, and this is 1 ohm. Across this 1 ohm, the voltage is V1. Okay, then there is 1 ohm resistor in parallel, and we have a voltage dependent current source. The voltage is V1 here across 1 ohm, that voltage dependent value of this current source. Now you have to verify this diligence theorem, okay, whether it is following or not. That means you have to find the power across the power, whether this element deliver or absorb. Can anyone tell us? This 20 volts. Obviously, you are telling this one is actually the active element, right? You are taking delivered, right? We will take that way. Then 1 ohm resistor delivers or absorbs? This is absorbing the power. This 1 ohm resistor, this is also passive element, it will absorb the power. Then this current source delivers or absorbs? When this is gone. Okay, then current source similarly, as our friend told, it is a active element, it is also delivering, I am assuming. This is the way I am assuming. Okay, now you have to find the power across all these elements. Now you calculate, you will come to know. Here there is a node, you can assume this one as V, right? Voltage at this point is, you can assume as V. Okay. What is the voltage across this one then? Obviously, this voltage will appear across this 1 ohm resistor. This is also V, right? If you assume this is the loop, the first loop, you can apply KVL here. Okay, the KVL equation, it will give you 20 minus V1 minus V equal to 0. V1 it is given in the problem, but we actually have to find the value V first. That is 20 minus V1. Okay. Then if you apply nodal analysis at the same point, what you will get with the nodal analysis? That will give you V minus 20, that is this branch, I am assuming, by 1 ohm plus V by 1 ohm, that is this one. Okay. Then another one is this one. This is already entering one only. Then directly entering ones we are considering negative. That means V1 by 2. This is in terms of voltage only, which is equal to 0. Which is equal to 0. Then in place of V, you substitute this value 20 minus V1. Okay, here it is there V. You simply substitute this value in place of V. Okay, that means you will get first V1 value. In place of V, two places you have to substitute 20 minus V1, so that you will get the value of V1 first. In place of V you substitute, that is 20 minus V1 minus 20, again in place of V 20 minus V1 minus V1 by 2.
V1 is 8, sir.
V1 is 8 volts, correct. If you solve this one, you will get V1 which is equal to 8 volts. If V1 value is 8 volts, what is the value of V here? 20 minus V1, that is 12. Okay, if you have the V1, then directly you will have V value is 12 volts. Okay, then similar this kind of a circuit, here V1 is actually they are telling 8 volts. I am replacing here V1 is 8 volts. Okay, then what is the V value? This is across this one, it is 12 volts. Okay, this is 12 volts and 1 ampere. This is 1 ohm, and this is 8 volts 1 ohm. Okay, then what is V1 by 2? Obviously V1 is 8, then this current source value is equal to 4 ampere, right? You are getting? Then what is the voltage across this current source? Can anyone tell us?
12.
This is a parallel one. Then obviously the voltage across this current source is 12 volts. You have the current and you have the voltage. That means this 4 ampere is going this way. 4 ampere is going this way. Okay, and this is 8 volts and 1 ohm. and the current is 8 amperes. That 8 ampere is coming this way. Okay, this 8 amperes is coming this way and 4 amperes is going this way. Then what is the current here? Obviously it is equal to 12 amperes. Okay, getting everyone? Then what is the power across 20 volts? Can anyone tell us? What is the power?
160.
Very good. Here first delivering power, delivering I am writing with the green, that is 160. How we got 160 is, we have the current that is 8 ampere, we have the voltage that is 20 volts. 20 into 8 will give you 160 watts. That is the power absorbed for this 1 ohm. This 1 ohm.
64.
Very good. Why? Because the current is 8 ampere and voltage is 8 volts. Obviously, this I will write with the yellow. This is 64. Okay. Then what about this resistance power? This is 12. How much?
144.
This is 144. Okay. Then what about this current source? How much it is delivering? This current source. 12 into 4, which will
48.
be 48. Then 48 plus 160, that is 208. 144 plus 64, that is also 208. That means P delivered is equal to P absorbed. Both are is equal to 208 watts. 208 watts. This is what the conservation of power. If you take any kind of a circuit, you will get the conservation of power with your assumptions only. That's what I am telling you. But whenever you are actually assuming, whenever you are actually taking, whether it is delivering or whether it is observing, you can take the liberty. Okay, you need to actually check the conservation of power every time with this intelligence theorem. I hope now you understood. If you have any doubts now, you can ask. If you have any kind of doubts. Anyone? No one is having any doubt? You understood this intelligence theorem?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
In the loop one, if we apply the mesh analysis, the current will be different, no sir? The current delivered by this 20 volts voltage source.
Why it is different?
Current flowing through this 1 ohm will be 8 amperes, and current flowing through this another 1 ohm resistor is 12 amperes. We got, no sir? Then if we apply mesh analysis, 8 plus 12 is equals, okay. 8 plus 12 is equals,
Tell me. It is equal to 0 only, right? In the mesh analysis, you are getting 0, obviously. 8 volts, 12 volts, both are equal to 20, and this one is minus 20. If you apply KVL also, it is obeying, I think so. What is your doubt? Hello? Are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is your doubt particularly? It is not obeying in your case?
Sir, once you do mesh analysis, no, sir.
Here. In the mesh analysis, if you are taking this kind of a current direction, okay, then obviously this will be minus 20 plus 8 and plus 12, right? Is that okay with that equation? You will write start with minus 20 or plus 20. What is your understanding?
Minus, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You will write with minus 20, right?
Yes, sir.
How you will write minus 20 if you are writing? Then this is minus 20 plus 8
Yes,
plus
sir.
12.
Clear.
Then it will obey definitely if you apply the KVL also. The loop voltage, all the sum which is equal to 0 only. That means KVL is also it is obeying definitely. I hope it is clear. If you have any kind of a doubt in intelligence theorem in the understanding also, you please practice one or two problems, then your doubt will be clear. If you have still after solving the problem also, if you are having any doubts, then you can contact me personally. Okay, you can message me. I will help you definitely to understand that intelligence theorem, how to apply it to the circuit. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for your interest. Okay. I hope your writing exams also very good. Okay. All the best. Take care. Thank you for joining today. You can leave.